my avocado trees are doing quite well. This was the fuerte we planted subsequently to visiting the weekend market in Roomula. The fuerte avocados were absolutely delicious that they were selling there. I've had these ones in the ground for a little bit longer. This is the bacon, and this is the Hass. This year the Hass has been quite good to us. I've had about 40 fruit off there. I've still probably got another 10 fruit in there, so you can see some fruit that I've got hanging up there ready to harvest. I've harvested them in batches so that they can ripen up ready for us to eat. So it's a natural way of preserving the fruit, I guess, without having to buy them from the shop. You pick them when you're ready, but you just got to pick them a week in advance and let them ripen up. They go a purplish colour when they're ripe, a little bit softer, and they really are nicer than what you can get from the shop, if you could believe that at all. But it's got a more nuttier taste, and I think that's probably because I'm picking it off when the fruit is ready to be, very, very close to being eaten, rather than being picked a little bit prior, which they might do on the commercial for transportation. I'm really happy with our avocados. Price of avocados are a lot less than what they were years ago, but still having them grow fresh on your own trees, you can't really beat the flavour for what you get. So this is my peach that I bought from Bunnings a while ago. I was very, very close to pulling the whole thing out last year because of the leaf curl that was on it. I've tried really hard to hold back. I've sprayed it multiple times, and you can see the new green growth coming out here, and I can't see any evidence of the leaf curl after having sprayed it with the copper fungicide. So we're going to see how this progresses to see whether this can come back. It's a very small plant. It suffered last season because it really got into it. Hopefully this year it's got a bit of a chance to grow and get a bit stronger. My prune or plum trees here, the Diagon prunes, I've got a cross. This is the cross heritage one that crosses with the prune Diagon. You can see here that I've managed to get the structures into a vase shape. The trees coming towards where it just started spring now, you can see some of the little blossoms coming out there. So looking forward to having a good crop of plums this year around. Hopefully last year wasn't a fantastic crop, the year prior was good, so I'm hoping that the second year cycle means that I'll get a good crop of plums this year around. This is my orange tree. We're at the start of September now. The boys and I picked half of the crop off in the middle of August and juiced them. They were quite nice, but just a little bit of tartness in the fruit. So looking forward to picking the rest of these, maybe next week when the sun's out. We'll just sit out on the back deck with the boys and juice all the oranges that are left and eat a couple as we go. But these particular oranges, the Navel Washington, I've had this tree in the ground for maybe 3 years. It's really doing quite well. I've got another orange tree on the other side of my garden here, which was here when I moved into the property. I managed to get it fruiting again. It was almost on the verge of death originally. So you can see here it's quite a lush tree. It's doing quite well. But the taste of this particular orange tree isn't as good as the Washington Navel. I think this might be a Valencia, but it's a very watery, more tart sort of fruit. Not so good for eating, but probably more for juicing, whereas I should be keeping the other ones for eating, these ones for juicing, but we tend to just juice them all because the boys like the fresh orange juice.